way I look at finishers is this. All of us, so like if Chris and Jesse and I were squatting, we could have different weaknesses, right? If we're deadlifting, we could have different weaknesses. So even if we're on a lower body day together, or upper body day together, what I like doing is taking the weakest link for myself and doing the finisher on that. So, it's not hard to think if you're deadlifting, like for, as an example, if my hamstrings are the weakness, then that's the area that's going to take the longest to recover, right? Because if I deadlift, say 600 pounds and the rest of my body was capable of 700, but my hamstrings were only capable of 600, my hamstrings are the ones that got pushed to 100% of their limit, right? Everything else is at a lower percentage. So what I want to do is I want to bring a finisher in. And for the people who don't know what a finisher is, this is something that we usually do. It's like 50, 100, 200 reps. We might do something for time, like a 3 to 5 minute time domain. And we do this for a couple of reasons. One, it helps us recover. Okay. So the faster you can recover, the more volume you can have in your training. And the more volume you can have in your training, the faster we can make change. Okay. So if we can recover faster, that's always optimal. We're always looking for recovery. Okay. That's the name of the game. So it helps us recover because it brings blood flow into the area, a massive amount of blood. That's where you get that huge pump. You see a lot of bodybuilders would talk about, they want to get a real big pump in the workout. Some people back in the day didn't know why. They just thought the pump was great and it must do something good for them. But really what it's doing is bringing a lot of blood in the area. The blood works, it hydrates the tissue, so it helps it glide better. Okay. So if the tissue glides better, it's less likely to knot up. It also brings nutrients to the area to help it recover. The other thing that we need to do is there's a reason why that area is weak. So we're actually increasing volume to that weakest link in the chain of that for that movement. So that is typically how we will address a finisher, is take the weakest link that was utilized in that compound movement. And that's what we would typically hit. Like I said, we do 50, 100, 200 reps, 3 to 5 minute time zones, anything like that. I'm not saying we haven't gone more reps than that, because we have, but that's typically where we're at. And we use bands. We use any kind of movement. Really, like any accessory movement you do can be a finisher, whether it's dumbbell, barbell, band tension, doesn't matter. You can use any of that. We prefer a lot of times to use band tension simply because it seems to elicit a higher blood flow in the area. It's really easy to pump in. It's very easy on your joints. With a band, when you're at your weakest position, your highest chance for injury, the band's at its lightest. When you're at your strongest position, the band's at its strongest. So it's just a really nice power curve to it for safety. It's a great power curve to it for athleticism, for performance. So that's one reason why we use bands quite often for that. But you can hit any muscle group that you're trying to work. If you are sore, we don't use finishers just at the end of our workout. So let's say I come back in the next day and I still have a body part that's sore or just feels tight. I'll do what we would call a finisher typically. I would do that just to get blood flow in the area. If you have tendonitis issues, when I first went up to Westside Barbell, I had horrible tendonitis in my elbows. And, it just hurt to peel my fingers off the bar after a bench press. Louis came up, grabbed my arm, was like, "Yeah, you have really bad tendonitis, huh?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Okay, well, I want you to train your triceps and biceps. I want you to do it 3 times a day, 7 days a week until it's gone." Well, when your elbows are killing you from tendonitis, so the last thing you want to hear is that you're going to do it 7 days a week, 3 times a day. And that's what I did, and it's what it is, like 3 or 4 sets of 100 reps. And I would change the type of tricep movement every single time. And you just get a lot of blood flow. Not heavy, but it's funny because I went to the doctor about it, and there's like, man, it's probably gonna be about a year and a half because you have really bad, and it takes a long time to recover from. 6, 7 weeks, it was gone. Never had tendonitis in my elbows again. And I will say that I believe I've never had tendonitis again because I do finishers at the end of every one of my workouts. My gym, no one's ever had tendonitis in my gym. Okay, but we finish every workout every day with finishers. It is a recuperation method designed to get you to recover at a fast rate of speed. And what I'd say is how we give you an idea how we do it. If I'm going to do a set of 100, and if it's my first time doing that movement, I will pick a weight that I can roughly do 25 to 35 reps without stopping. And then the minute I can't lock that movement out, say it's a tricep push down, and I just can't lock my elbow, that rep doesn't count. The rep before that was I locked out. That's the last rep that counts. I will take 3 deep breaths and I'll go again. And let's say the first time I stop 4 times before I get to 100. Then my goal is next time I come back to that as a finisher, I want to stop 2 or 3 times. And then, finally stop 1 time. The first time I do all 100 without stopping, I will go up heavier in band tension, or I'll make the movement harder and kick it back down to around 25 to 35 reps again and work my way back up. I never look backwards.
Conjugate Nation podcast.